Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking on today's video and welcome to my channel. In today's story, OP has some weird family dynamics going on. Her parents are in a polyamorous relationship where they're both dating the same person, a third party member named Madison, and Madison tries to discipline OP. OP is having none of that and they reach out to Reddit for advice. Luckily, it does end on a semi-happy note. I do hope that you enjoy the story. If you do, please leave a thumbs up. And before I move on to the story, I wanted to take a second and thank all of my subscribers. Thank you so much, you guys are amazing. For those of you that don't know, I have a personal goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers. So if you like my content and you'd like to support me, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. Anyways, thank you so much for your time and on to the story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to apologize to my parents' poly partner? My parents, who are both 36-year-old, became poly about 4 years ago. They came to me, a 16-year-old female, and explained what it meant to be that. They've been dating the same person, Madison, a 27-year-old female, for the past 3 years, and she moved in with us 2 years ago. She's overall an okayish person, but she's very much into being some kind of cool mom, which she will never be for me. My parents' relationship with Madison is very serious. Both of my families know her, and while not everyone accepts her as a real part of their marriage, they're okay with her too. For me, she's more like a roommate my parents love, rather than a parental figure or someone I have to listen to. My dad is okay with her trying to discipline me, but my mom is not. Well, about 2 days ago, my boyfriend walked me home and I invited him to have a piece of cake, since my mom's birthday was the day before and he couldn't make it. He said yes and we went inside, and that's honestly everything that we did. Madison came an hour after that and we were still in the kitchen, eating and watching TikToks together. I had my head on his shoulder and we were just chilling. Well, she saw us and began to act very weird. She said hi, drank a glass of water, but after 10 minutes she just stood there pretending to watch her phone, but it was pretty obvious that she was watching us. My boyfriend felt uncomfortable and he said his goodbyes. When Madison and I were left alone, she approached me saying that it wasn't okay for me to be alone with a boy at 16 and that she would appreciate that I don't do it again. I was honestly shocked. My parents know my boyfriend pretty well, and more than that, they know me. I would never betray their trust by doing something that I'm not allowed to do just yet, all because I was alone. She wanted to keep talking, but I cut her off and I said that she had no right to give me the quote-unquote talk, and she wasn't my parent in any form to try to parent me or give me unsolicited advice. She said that she was just trying to help me, but I said that she'd better not, and any concern she had, she could take it to my real parents, and if they see fit, they'll talk to me. But just because she was dating them both didn't make her mommy number 2, and then I went to my room. This morning, while my dad drove me to school, he said that Madison talked to both of them and my mom decided that she had overstepped, but that he agreed with her and he would appreciate a heads up when my boyfriend and I are alone, and that if it was okay with me, I could apologize. But I said that I didn't feel like it and he said that he was disappointed. One Redditor said, "Was there an established rule that she shouldn't be home alone with a boy? Or was that something Madison came up with on the spot and Daddy only reinforced after the fact? Either way, the parents need to get on the same page about their partner's authority to enforce the rules or discipline their child, which they've apparently failed to do over the years." To which OP replied, "There wasn't a rule. My boyfriend and I have been dating for a year now and my parents know him pretty well. I've been home alone with him before, but I think that this is the first time that Madison came home while he's still there. And I always send a text to my parents telling them that I'm already here, and when he comes with me I say, I'm already home and boyfriend's here. They only say okay, be safe, being home in X amount of hours or minutes. As I said, I'm very transparent with my parents because I have nothing to hide. Suddenly my dad has a problem with us doing this when she does it too. My mom thinks that it's ridiculous." Another Redditor said, "So let me get this straight. You're old enough to deal with your parents' private life and have their partner live with you, but you're not old enough to have cake with your boyfriend in the kitchen. To which OP replied, she thought that it was inappropriate for us to be home alone at our age. I would have given her the benefit of the doubt if she had caught us at my room or doing something inappropriate, but we were in plain sight. The kitchen has a huge window so anyone walking past could see us, and we were watching TikToks at full volume. Another Redditor said, not the a-hole, you did nothing wrong. Please OP, leave your parents home. Madison needs to mind her own business and you aren't her business. Do you have someone else to stay with? To which OP replied, to be completely honest, I'm not willing to leave my parents' home. I don't think that my parents will let me leave, and while I'm not 100% certain about my dad, maybe about 88%, I'm sure that my mom will choose me over anyone else. I think I'll talk to her first, tell her what my dad said on the way to school, and see how everything gets settled. If I really have to go, I'm sure my mom will follow. Another Redditor replied, is your mom 100% on board with this Madison situation? In your post, it sounds like your dad is willing to do whatever Madison wants to do to be happy, while your mom is trying to set boundaries between you and Madison. To which OP replied, she is. She just doesn't like the fact that Madison wants to act like some kind of mom when she's right there. I think it's the only thing that she doesn't like about her. But both of my parents have said that they want this relationship to be long-term, and I've seen my mom and Mads being loving partners. Nothing inappropriate whatsoever though. Dad wants us to be a happy family, but my mom understands that for me, Madison will never be a parent or someone that I listen to. Hello. I'm sorry for not posting or saying anything anymore yesterday. Per my last update, around 5 p.m. my mom got home, and 30 or so minutes later, I asked my dad and her if we could talk. Madison was at the gym, so we sat on the couch and I was honest. I told my mom what my dad had said in the morning ride, and I confessed to my dad that it was unfair that just because Madison thought that it was improper of us, i.e. my boyfriend and I, to be alone in the house, he suddenly changes the game. I've always been completely honest with them, and I reminded them that. I said that as soon as we got home, I sent them a text telling them that I was already there and that my boyfriend was over, and my dad said nothing. I also told them that I didn't feel comfortable with Madison living here and that maybe I never was, but I was too young to understand what it really meant to have poly parents, and while I don't really care for their romantic life, ever since Madden snitched on me, it's made me feel like I'm walking on eggshells all over my own house, and that my dad saying that he was disappointed felt like Madison matters more than me in the house. I've always been a loner. Always. I spend time with my parents, yes, but I love to be alone in my room, in the kitchen, in the living room, doing my own stuff. I've never had to hide for anything, but Madison proved that whatever she doesn't like or she thinks that I shouldn't be doing, she'll spy and then snitch. And that wasn't fair, because while Madison is nothing to me and her opinion doesn't matter, I've proved to them that I can be trusted and that I don't do things like that behind their back. While saying that, my voice cracked, and my dad came to my side and hugged me, saying that he was so sorry and that I was right. He apologized again for the way that he acted in the car and that he should have never said that he was disappointed, because he wasn't, and that he couldn't have asked for a better kid, and felt so bad for hurting me to the point that I had to talk to them alone. He hugged me, and my mom just looked at him and said that they had to talk to Madison alone, because she had said countless times that she didn't appreciate her quote-unquote giving advice or thinking she had some kind of responsibility over me. She also said that I never ever have to walk on eggshells here, because this is my house and will forever be my house, and if I didn't really act shamefully, that I don't have to be ashamed, and gave me a kiss on my forehead. She asked me to call my boyfriend so that they could apologize to him, and gave us some money to go to Starbucks for a few hours, and so we did. I honestly don't know everything that happened between them and Madison, but my dad said that he was tired of having to please two women in his life, and that whatever he did right for mom was wrong for Madison and vice versa, and that for a while he's wanted to break that relationship, but wasn't sure if my mom wanted to because, despite not agreeing in the parenting choices, my mom really loved her a lot and it showed. But my mom said that she was done too, and they were attending couples counseling and seeing where it gets them. They also gave Madison 2 weeks to move out, but she was already packing when I got home, and she went to stay with her parents. She glared at me, and apart from that, didn't even look at me again. So I guess there's that. That's the update, everyone. My parents broke up with Madison and I got to talk to them. It's really weird not having her around, but I really like it. My mom read the post and some of the responses. My dad decided not to since everything was settled. After reading the post, my mom also apologized for bringing Madison in with me so young. And while I said that I didn't really mind, she said sorry. Thanks everyone for your support. So guys, what did you think about this? I really don't know how I feel about polyamorous relationships, but I think that there's one thing that we can all agree on. Bringing children into the situation should be definitely something you should wait for. Like, Madison moving in after 1 whole year of being in the relationship? That's insane. Like, what? Who does that? I don't know, I really don't like some of the parenting choices that the parents made. I also think that them disagreeing on Madison's role when it came to parenting was a huge red flag. Anyways, I am glad that everyone is able to just sit down, talk it out, and come to a really good conclusion. Like, I love it when communication wins, you know? Anyways, what did you guys think? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you like this story, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories from Reddit with updates.